All right, here we are, another week, another exciting week in the land of online business, right? So, Michelle and I were just chatting kind of offline. So while I'm thinking of it, let me just mention this. What happens when our time together comes to an end? This was a what I was calling the Q4 sprint. So there are a couple of ways that people can continue to work with me if they want in the future. I have my digital business academy, which it's a $47 a month, super low price for the value that you get. And in that, it's marketing and tech support strategies, all of that kind of stuff. So the focus of that membership is to really help you basically design I'll call it the lead gen engine so that you're getting leads coming in. So, we focus on the landing pages, the lead magnets. I do a lot of like sales copy and lead page audits and reviews. I'm there to help you with any of the tech pieces because a lot of times it's the technology that kind of throws people off. And then any of the resources and, kind of state of the art, state of the minute marketing kinds of things that I share. So there's a lot of value that I give. It's no monthly commitment or anything. So people that want to continue working with me, that's probably the best. I also do some one-to-one coaching. So when people are really serious about like building the whole back end of their business, we do it together. And I have like a 3-month coaching program if people are interested in that. So I'm just throwing that out there. I have to check on the calendar 1 or 2 more weeks, and then our time is coming to an end. So, the focus of our time together was to try to help you make traction, make progress. And, I'm not going to put anybody on the spot, but reach out to me through Voxer and just let me know where you're at. And I always tell people there's no such thing as falling behind. As long as we keep getting back up and moving, it doesn't mean that we can't change the course, because that's what online business is all about. It's strictly a matter of testing and adjusting, testing and adjusting. So we'll start out thinking, okay, I want to offer this, and you do a bunch of stuff, you don't get traction, then, we need to figure out, okay, is it just something that people don't want to pay for? Is it our marketing? Is it our messaging? What is it? And then we might have to tweak it, or we may just say, you know what? I don't like this type of business model. Some people they think they're going to do the one-to-one coaching, and then they realize, you know what? I hate the one-to-one coaching. It's okay. So I'm just kind of giving everybody that pat on the back. Don't beat yourself up if you haven't made the progress that you were hoping to during our time together, because you've got the tools there and you just have to keep adjusting. All right, so that's my little cheerleading speech there. Before I do have something I was going to share with you training wise. Before we do that, Michelle, did you have any questions or anything you wanted me to cover today?
No, I feel like I have grown a lot just in the time that we have just going through, you know, getting more clarity, and you've definitely helped me through Voxer a ton, really getting my message or probably my message and offer a little bit more clear. So now it's just getting out there and testing it. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a great few months.
Great. That's good. And again, it's just testing. And then when you
Yeah.
get something that's working, then you repeat it. And I laugh and I say that my middle name is Systems. It's not really, obviously, but the best thing people can do in their business, wherever they're at, just starting or they've been in for a while, is create systems around your business. And it doesn't have to be technology. It just means pay attention to what you're doing and create a little system or a routine around that. So let me give you an example. For my one-to-one clients, if you ask me about a client that I had 2 years ago, for instance, I would know exactly where to find all the stuff for that client because I have a system in place. So I have kind of my own little internal onboarding system. I create a folder with their name. That folder is nested under my current client folder. And I have, like a Trello board that I just created a template. I copy that Trello board. There are certain resources and assets that all of my one-to-one clients get. And then as I'm working with them one-to-one, there might be other things. But do you see how I've created those systems? So I never have to think. I always know where I'm going to keep all the stuff. I always know the process. If somebody signed up today to be one of my one-to-one, it's just a matter of boom, 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 send the link, do this, do this, do this, and we're in business. So think about everything that you do in your business. If you think that you're going to do it more than once, then create a little system. And I tell people the difference between a system and a habit, and sometimes people maybe haven't thought about this, is a habit occurs over time, and usually the habit owns us. Okay. And sometimes habits are good, but sometimes they're not. So a personal habit, during COVID, I got into a bad habit. Every single night I would eat popcorn and butter. Nothing wrong with that, but you can kind of overindulge, right? That was a habit, something that I got into, but was it serving me later on? So a lot of times in our business, we will create habits, but if you stop and analyze the habit, is it really serving you? Versus a system is when you proactively make a decision. And again, you test it, you might have to tweak it a little bit, but you make a decision and then you implement that. And then that system can become a habit in the sense you know how it works. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it does.
again, like how I name all my files, where I keep my files, all of that is a system. It's not a habit of, I'll just throw it on my desktop. It's a system. And quite honestly, I hate like wasting time. And if I find in my business that I'm frustrated about something, the second or third time that I can't find something, I tell myself it's because I don't have a system in place for this type of file. And so I make a decision. You just make the decision, you test it, you use it. And then if you realize, okay, maybe I shouldn't save that folder 10 layers deep because I'm always using it, then you create a new system. Does that make sense?
Keep you a little more organized too, probably.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it reduces the friction, the overload, all of that kind of stuff. So in a business, as we're building our business, when we create systems, something that we're going to do over and over again, one, it helps keep our sanity. We can actually work more efficiently. And the beautiful thing is, if we do want to get to the place where we hire a VA or hire a team, it's so much easier to get to the next level. Okay. So it's so funny. Zoom now, when you do certain hand motions, it does these. Did you see that little bubble that just popped up? Somehow Zoom does it now. So I don't know what the keys are, because I'd be doing it all the time. Another system that I had created to help you understand, when I first started creating YouTube videos, I would do the video, upload it, go to Canva, create the graphic, upload that. I didn't like doing it just because it's like I'm sure somebody else can do this much more efficiently, but I had a little system in place. So that was one of the first jobs that I hired out to. I use a VA agency. That was one of the first jobs that I hired out. And so I went to them and I said, okay, this is my system. I want you to do the back end piece. I want you to, I don't know, do the keyword research, and I want you to create the thumbnail. And all I want to do is create the video, and you do the rest. And so what we did was I gave them kind of an idea of things that I liked. And so I said, go out and create 4 or 5 samples of thumbnails. So they did. And then from that, I could say, well, I like this style, I like this, whatever. And then from there, they created a few templates that they work off of. So because it's hard to articulate what you like, when you're asking somebody to create something graphical for you. So that was a very easy way for us to do it. And now it's like clockwork. I upload a new YouTube video. I send them, I mean, literally it takes 2 seconds. I send them a quick little link on a spreadsheet that we work off of saying uploaded new video. They do all the rest. And it's great. So that's just another example. And that system, you can see how I had created my own system and how it was very easy to transfer that to let somebody else do it. So define those systems. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you guys today, gals, I should say, I'm going to share my screen here. I heard an expression called weaponize. I don't like the word weaponize, but I don't know what other word to use. But basically, how can you get the most out of your handouts so that you can use them in your marketing efforts? So in the triangle model that we pull out the 3 main problems, and then of those 3 main problems, there's either 2 or 3 kind of mini steps to get the solution to that problem. So if you use that model, that gives you at least 9 topics that you could create marketing content around. So instead of creating things from scratch, what I suggest to people is that you take something that you've already created, and you could either share the whole thing. Let me just add a domain here so you can see it. Okay. Do not like it. Let's see if it'll open up this one. All right, let's try a different domain. Maybe this one. Might help if I write the right word. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, perfect. So first of all, people are always afraid that they're giving too much content away, and they say, well, if I give it all away, nobody's going to pay for my services, all of that kind of stuff. The bottom line is people pay for the coach, not necessarily the coaching. I mean, they do want the coaching, but the bottom line is that the world is filled with information, and now we have ChatGPT and everything else, right? So the information is there. So don't be stingy with it. Be willing to share it with people. And if you work off of your triangle model, so to speak, you always have something that you can talk about. And we call it stretching the gap. So if somebody wants to get to XYZ, how do they get there? They have to do 1, 2, and 3. And then you kind of open up, okay, to get there, you have to do these little steps. So it's stretching the gap. And then you can share a little piece of helping them get to that. So this is just a simple model that you can use for a landing page. And I actually did this probably a year ago, and there's some things I probably would do a little differently here. But what's nice about this is you can use this to get people, to opt in, which we'll talk about down here, but you can also use it to actually deliver real value. And of course, the purpose of that is when people realize that you're the one that can help them, you're like a jump ahead of other people. All right. So, and this template you could just use over and over again. So you could just duplicate this template 9 times and just put in a different video and the different handouts. All right. So this, I don't like the title now, but this was a video that I had created basically about how to get leads. And I was using the illustration of what do people want? Do they want the box or do they want the actual pizza? So in other words, when you're trying to attract leads, you have to give them what they want, that pizza of it. Okay. And so on this template, you tell them basically 3 things, what this toolkit or what this guide, whatever it is, try to come up with a little name, thingy to get their attention, and then tell them 3 steps of what they're going to learn from that. And then when they click here, this just gives them the opt-in form that, yes, they want to get their hands on this. And look how juicy this looks. People are like, yes, I want this. And the nice thing about this page is they're actually going to learn something. Okay, so they can consume some of your content. They don't have to give an email. They could just watch this. But if they want this, chances are they do, they could go ahead and opt in. Now, you could reverse it if you wanted, here's the link to the handout. But I think having people spend time with you in a video is better because, again, that connection is made. All right. Is that making sense?
Yes.
So simple.
And it's simple, yeah. And it looks clean, which is nice.
Yes. And then what you do, you go on Facebook or wherever you're sharing information. If you're in groups and they let you share freebies and stuff, again, here's your talking points. So you could just say, hey, I just created a quick training on how to XYZ. Who wants a copy of the handouts? Or you could even say, hey, I just created, and again, people don't want stuff. They want results. Hey, I just created a 9-minute video that shows you how to weaponize your handouts so that, add that "so that" statement so that you're never wondering how to get new leads, or so that you can get leads every day. You say something like that, and then you post this picture in the Facebook group or on your profile, and then just say, comment below who wants a copy. Now, here's the key. You never want to get on Facebook, you never want to give the link in the comments for a couple of reasons. One, Facebook wants to keep everybody on the platform. So even in comments, I try not to have a link outside of Facebook. Also, you want people to take a step closer to you. So what you do is you post this picture and then you say, hey, I just updated my lead attraction workshop worksheets so that you know how to get leads every day, blah, 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 blah. Who would like a copy? Comment below. Then when they comment below, you comment back to them and you say, thanks a lot, Michelle. Check your DM and I will send you the link. Then in the DM, let me just open this up. Let me can I find Michelle? I was going to use you as an example. Is that okay?
Sure.
So let's say I posted something. Michelle says yes, she wants a copy. Then I would just say something like this. I would say, hey, Michelle, break them up into little mini sentences. Hey, Michelle, thanks for reaching out. Here's the link to grab the handouts that that I mentioned or something, however you want to say it. Okay. So you're giving them multiple little messages, and then you would paste the link. And then you might say something like, hey, let me know after you watched it, or, if you have any questions. Now, what is that doing? It is bringing them closer, and it's actually starting that conversation. Now, some people will take it a step further and then they'll reach out next week. Hey, did you watch that? I don't, because I'm a very laid back, I'm not pushy at all. I figure once somebody consumes some of my content, if they want to get closer, they will. You could put a call to action. You could say, hey, if you want to join my Facebook group, I'm doing training around this next week. Or you could follow up later and say, hey, I'm doing something special. You could do things like that. You've at least opened the door to have a conversation, and they're the ones that invited you to do that. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's not this sleazy sliding into your DMs and trying to sell you and all of that kind of stuff. You're just putting out there, hey, I just created this, or hey, I just updated this. Who would like a copy? And you make a picture like this, which I'll show you in just a second, and you just make it really juicy, like, yes, I want that, and then once you've done that, then you can enter into these conversations with people. You can track them if you want. You can do however you want to do it. But think about like going to a party and, there's 50 people in the room and everybody's talking and stuff. And then you mention, like Michelle and I were talking about sewing last time. So, I mentioned, oh yeah, I love to sew and I would love dog clothes or whatever it is. And then Michelle steps over and she said, oh, I used to do that as a business and I have this fun little pattern. Would you like it? And so now all of a sudden we've kind of stepped to the side and we're having this one-to-one conversation. Does that make sense?
More natural.
Yes. So that's what we're doing with this type of a lead magnet. Very simple, very enticing, and we weaponize stuff that we already have instead of constantly reinventing the wheel. So and I'll share the link to this in just a minute. Most of us have already created like handouts and things like that, but how do you make those little, and I call them like digital stacks. So in Canva, excuse me, and you just search on the elements and you could find computers and I don't know what they call these, like a document spread or whatever. And I just want to show you how quickly, again, because I have a little system in place, how quickly I could put one of these together, because again, we want to kind of elevate that FOMO, that fear of missing out, and they see something that you've created that just seems so juicy that they want it. So the first thing that we have to do is whatever it is that we create. So if you can see over here to the left, I had created a little PDF and I just called it some of my favorite resources. Once you create it, you download it as JPEGs, as images, and then you re-upload those images inside of Canva. So all of these are images. And then all you have to do is one of these little templates here, you just drag it over. Okay, so I had started doing this before you guys joined here. So I've already uploaded. I had created this. This was one of my handouts, okay, for my students. And now I'm weaponizing. I'm reusing this. So I downloaded them as JPEGs. Now I've uploaded them. And now I just drag things over. And I mean, see how easy it is. This doesn't really fit here, but I'm just going to add it in so I can have something for that page. We'll stick this back in here, even though it's the same. Okay. And easy, super easy. All right.
Just gives it more value, makes it look
Yes.
like there's more value to it.
Yes. Because here's the deal. Most of us are selling intangible things. Okay. We're selling our coaching, we're selling our courses, we're selling our memberships, but people need to visualize what is it that they're getting. And then it just looks so good, they want it. So you just create something like this, and you can see by using a template like this, how easy it is. This one, the pages are going landscape instead of portrait, however you want to do it. And then the key is when you download it, if you're just sharing it on your Facebook page, you could just download it regularly. If you're going to put it on your web page, like the example that I showed you, then save it as a PNG with a transparent background. It used to, yeah, transparent. You have to have the paid version. And I usually bump it up to 2 times just so the resolution is better. And then I'm just going to save page 5. And then I'm going to download it. And then I will just save it here. Let me call this okay. Then as I'm building this page, because I saved it as transparent, let me go back and actually clone this page. And this is inside of Funnel Gorgeous / Go High Level. Basically, any all-in-one product that you're using, you can do the same thing here. So let me just put it on this one.
I still have my Go High Level looking not completed.
So now I'm just going to, instead of that image, just going to click and I'm just going to upload. So just move our little faces. Now if I can find, what did I call this? Because I was doing it in a hurry.
My favorite things? Is that what you called it?
I
I want to
think.
say it's right there.
Yep, right there. Good memory. Thank you.
Usually not, so. But that's, oh yeah.
So there it
Okay,
is. And see how slick it looks. Let me save it and then we'll just do a quick preview.
nice.
So there it is. I could make it smaller or I could just leave it like that. But again, because I kind of had the big picture in mind, the things that I'm using in my business, I just reuse them as my lead magnet, and I give people a reason why they want this. Okay. So I pluck out like the reason you want this is because A, B, and C, this is how it's going to help you. If appropriate, then you could have some kind of training connected. If not, some people don't want to do videos, then you could just have this with a headline up here. Basically, you add that hook that gets people excited to sign up. And remember, it's about them, not us. So always ask yourself, why do they want this? What benefit is it going to give them? And yes, they want it. So then they sign up for it. And this same image, if I wanted, I could go over to Facebook. Again, this had the transparent background, so it just fits in there so beautifully. I could use the same image on Facebook. And again, I would just, you could type a couple sentences, just hey, I just updated my favorite must-have tech tools. Who wants a copy of this brochure? Put it out on Facebook, put this picture out there, and I would just say comment below to get your free copy. And then again, I would just do that little system where if people want it, I reach out to them individually and say, okay, great, here you go. Let me send you the link. Right? Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
All
How do
right.
you do your videos, or how do you make?
Yeah, so that's that's a great question. So most of the time, whenever I create videos, most of the time I use Loom, Loom, not Zoom, but Loom. Loom is like the best deal of the century because it's only, I think, $10 a month. Unlimited. I mean, I have hundreds of videos on Loom. And with Loom, you can share a link. So a lot of times one-to-one, I will just share the link with people, but you can also grab the embed code. And that's what this is here. I'll show you that in a minute. And the beauty of using Loom is it keeps people on the page. Now, sometimes, depending on what it is, and depending on how I created that video, I may upload it to YouTube and just keep it unlisted so it doesn't show up. But again, I can grab that link. Hey, we have balloons now. I can grab that link and embed that. The downside to YouTube is, then at the end of the video, here's all these other suggestions that, hey, watch this video and things like that. So it just kind of depends because I also recycle a lot of my videos. So if the video is already living out on YouTube, then, I'll probably just grab the link and put it there. So if we go back to the page here, so you click on the element, here's our video. So now notice this particular one is a YouTube video, and you just drop the link there. If I wanted a Loom video, then I would just do the custom embed. And on Loom, let me just go ahead and show you that.
I have Loom, so you just do a video on your computer, or do you use your phone?
Normally for me, I use my computer, but you can also use your phone. And then, it's just saved. So here is here's a video. And
You don't really have to show your face. You just do a Loom that
yep.
shows. What if you do want to show your face, or does that, what do you find with your clients? Do you think it's better to get when they're on your lead magnet like that?
Yeah. So it depends, quite honestly, it depends how I look. I mean, I don't dress up. I wear lipstick, but that's all I do. If I look fairly decent on Loom, I'll go ahead and, show my camera, or, camera to the thing. Because it does make it a little more personal. Now, some people, they're just super uncomfortable with it. That's okay. Loom used to be able to just show
So a little circle, huh?
your
I mean,
thumb.
I don't like to be on camera all the time either, but I
Yeah,
mean, it depends on how I'm feeling or if I'm feeling energetic or not.
yeah.
The same
But
thing, but
yeah, the bottom line is it's the information.
gotcha.
So for this one here, they're seeing my face on the thumbnail. So if it,
Gotcha.
it's not that critical. And then all you do up here, you go to the share button, and right here where it says embed, and you just copy the embed code.
And then you put that in Go High Level.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So if I was going to do a new one here, I would just, instead of the
Put it.
YouTube, I would embed and I would just paste it in. And
Okay.
excuse me, it's that simple. Okay. Video is still powerful. Again, because it's helping people make that connection. So for a lead magnet, they're seeing you, they're hearing you. And at the end of the day, people, we're over, just getting all this junk that sits on our desk and we never do anything with it. People don't want 50-page PDFs. They don't want a newsletter. They want to get their problem solved. They want to go from A to B to C. And can you help them? Can you identify one thing that's going to help them get there quicker, faster, easier, whatever it is? Then that's what gets their attention.
So then this kind of brings up another question.
Yeah.
Um, so as I've been talking to you and stuff, doing digital products, and say if I made a lead magnet of 30, different ideas for digital products that you could make an ebook with. And if I did that video, showing them how to be able to create that and maybe show them in Canva then what they could do, and do that in that first video.
Yep.
Would you do that in the first video, or would you just kind of welcome it? And then if you want to learn more, I don't know. Sometimes I overthink it.
Yeah. So again, can you get them a result, a quick little win? If it's a cold audience, the quicker the win, the better. Yeah.
So showing them how they can get their idea, that one winning idea, and like showing them how to use ChatGPT to get that idea.
Yeah. Yep. That would be perfect. And again, going back to our triangle, they need to come up with the idea. They need to figure out how to create it, and then maybe they need to figure out how to sell it. Those might be your 3 big ideas that you're helping people with. And so then under how to get that big idea, one way is to use ChatGPT. So let's follow along. And I've got a few ideas in my head, so I'm going to see what ChatGPT comes up with. So, and then the beautiful thing is that can actually become part of your training resources. And at the same time, it can become part of your marketing resource, because you're teaching them. You don't have to, and if it's something that's really in depth, let's say it's an hour-long training, you don't have to give them the whole thing, but you could give them a little 10-minute version. So let's say, how to create it on Canva. you could start out with high level. Okay, on Canva, how could you create this? Well, first of all, let's just go find a template that we could use. And then second, let's figure out what images. And third, again, break everything down into 3 because that's what's manageable for the mind. And then always have some kind of a call to action. Okay, if you really benefited from this and you want to learn more, then you could jump into my membership, or I have a little $27 course that will take you A to Z how to actually create your first digital product, whatever it is. But let them know that to get to the next step, you can help them. Does that make sense?
Yes, makes perfect sense.
Good. Okay. So just to recap, weaponize your handouts. So things that you're literally using with your clients, create a lead magnet based around that. And as I showed you, you just download them as JPEGs, then you upload them again, and then you use one of these little templates, make this beautiful little digital spread. So people are, salivating. They want to get their hands on it, and then start offering that to the world. So you can put it on your Facebook profile page. And again, think about if it was you, think about children at the grocery store. All right. What happens when they get to the checkout lane? All of a sudden they see the candy and the gum and everything else, and they start crying and clamoring for that. That's how we want to think about our lead magnet, because we want to make it so juicy to them. Why do they want this? If they get this, they're going to learn how they can figure out a good idea on creating a digital product. And I've got a simple 3-step process for you and a quick little video. And then you post that picture of the little handouts because we need something tangible. If all the candy on the candy shelf looked the same, if it all was in brown packages, and the kids know that it's candy, they probably would still want it, but not as much. Why are M&Ms different colors? Why are Skittles? Because they look so good. They all taste the same, I think, right? So we want to make the picture of our lead magnet so juicy that people are just like, yes, I want that. And then once they comment, yes, we don't give them the link right out there. We want to establish that conversation. We want to bring them over to the corner and have a little chit chat. Hey, super, super excited. And then if you wanted, you could ask them more questions or not. You can just have a short little dialogue and then give them the link. They're going to watch that video and they're going to sign up for the lead magnet. Then you can put them in a nurturing campaign and just continue to feed them value and make your offers. And then before you know it, they're ready to buy from you.
Another question for you.
Yeah.
That makes all sense. So as my mind's going, so when you put them and they opt into your lead magnet on Go High Level, do they stay? Is that where you nurture your audience, or do you use a different email service?
Go High Level, if you're paying for Go High Level, or is it Go High Level or FGF?
It's just I bought the package, like
that Go High Level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely would use Go High Level, the email system. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Perfect. And just a little side commercial. If you use my affiliate link for Go High Level, it automatically gives you free access to the Digital Business Academy. Just throwing that out there. So if
I know, I wish I would have known.
Yeah.
I mean, I got it from a friend of mine
about
3 months ago.
Yeah. If somebody else brings you in, then definitely honor that. Throw that out there to other people too.
Other people for sure.
Yeah, if they're looking for an all-in-one, it's a great deal to use their product.
And I can always send people to
Yep.
you, right? You're taking
Yeah.
people,
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
because the other lady is not anymore. She's at her limit. So
Okay. Yeah.
another question for you too. Hopefully it's okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So when you do that nurturing, that lead magnet, then say they opt in, and then do you ever want to like maybe give them like another like little $27 thing after that when they do?
Yeah.
Is it you
Yes.
can? Okay.
Yes. So here's the here's the deal. People, um, the whole email nurturing thing, the gold is in your email list. At the end of the day, though, people know they're on your list because you have something of value, but that you also have something to sell. So early on, you just let them know, hey, I'm super happy that you're here. And from time to time, I offer some of my products and services that help other people. Um, and I think the expression was jab, jab, punch or something. But with an email list, what you want is you don't always want to be selling. You want to give value. So sometimes I will, like I just sent out on my email list, I don't know, a little take care of yourself checklist thing. No opt-in required because they're already on my list. It makes it super easy. I'm giving them value. I'm
Nurturing them.
yes, nurturing them, but I'm also honoring them, I guess, that they're spending time with me. I would like to give them something in return. But on the flip side is, this isn't a goodwill hobby that I'm doing. I'm selling, and I'm committed. I can help people. So here's some resources that I have that will help you take your business to the next level. And so you give value, you also sell. So once they're on your list, it's, you just continue to offer both of those. And if people opt out, it's okay. I have to admit, it still kind of hurts, somebody they unsubscribed. But what I want you to think about is they're not your ideal client, at least right now. Doesn't mean that they won't come back. And if they never were going to buy from you anyway, then fine, let them go. So don't stress about that. I tell people, and I tell my people, you should have a system of when you unsubscribe. Every month you should go through your emails and unsubscribe, because if you're not going to do anything with it, you're not helping them either. So just let them go and continue to bring in more people. It's like that revolving door at the party. You're just bringing in people. People are getting to know you. Who can you help? And when they're ready, and here's the other thing is people will buy. But if you're not making the offer, they're going to buy from someplace else. So you have to keep making your offers, and don't worry, don't stress that, they're going to get mad at me. If they get mad at you, then they should just unsubscribe.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree to that.
Yeah.
Plus, you just don't want to, like you said, you don't really need them on your list if they're not really somebody you want. You just have to take the emotion out of it, which is hard, but it is.
Yeah.
You look at it different, then it's not so hard.
Yes. Yeah. You just tell yourself they're not ready for you yet. They're still in grade school and your program is for master's level. So it's okay. Maybe they'll get to that point later.
And on Go High Level, it does have an email sequence series, right?
Well, you can set it up. It
Okay.
depends on who you got your Go High Level through, because some people set up, some people have some things kind of as incentives to get you to sign up. So they might have what they call like a welcome nurturing sequence, or
Gotcha.
and like the lead magnet page that I just showed you. If you built that, you would just build the automation behind it, which it's
Gotcha.
not a big deal, but yep. And then you just nurture them.
That's
Good.
great training.
Yay. Okay, so I think that wraps us up for today. Again, reach out through Voxer. That's what it's for. Keep me updated what's happening, and we'll see everybody next week.
Sounds great. Have a good week.
All right, see you
Bye.
later. Bye.